All right, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what time it is. It's time for more Fire Force. So let's get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of Fire Force. Today, we're going to be checking out volume 28 of this series titled The Ultimate Showdown. Halster, good to see you here as always. Had me a nice, soothing hot shower with some Irish Spring, not Irish Spring, but some Old Spice. So I feel extra good right now to read to all of you. Summary! During his search for answers about the Kusakabe family, Sho experiences an Adola Link where he meets his now infernalized mother Mari and learns that Shinra is a real hero upon whom was superimposed the image of the pre-cataclysm savior. Meanwhile, the eighth pillar appears in the waters of Tama Bay, and Raffles I descends upon the world. Shinra defeats Raffles I, but amid whispered accusations that he is a devil, he and the other pillars suddenly vanish. Arrow comes to Company 8 and tells them that Shinra has gone to Adola. To stop the Great Cataclysm and bring Shinra back, Company 8 goes to Amaterasu, where they find... And the chapters we're going to be going through is chapters 241 all the way down to 249. Starting chapter 241, The Way of the Guardian. And this is 241, CCXLI. Hold on. I got to refresh my Roman numerals. Yep, 241. I'm good. I'm right. Chapter 241, The Way of the Guardian. And we have Company 8 facing down the White-Clad and their army of Infernals. And we have Hinawa. They already have us surrounded. And we see a whole bunch of Infernals, and some of them get extinguished by Hinawa shooting them. There's someone controlling these Infernals. And then Arrow chimes in. It must be Ritsu's Necropyro. We're up, Arrow. Don't let them get any closer. Same to you. So we have the most accurate you have the most accurate members of both the White-Clad and Company 8 right now fighting alongside each other. Ain't none of them Infernals getting close. That's crazy. Y'all got two of the most accurate firearm-based people to fight with, and they're like, okay, we're gonna hold the front line. Same to you. Velocity control. Accelerate. And he fires a shotgun blast. Hinawa fires a shotgun blast, but the blast covers pretty much the entire panel he's in. With Ogun going, whoa! He did that with a regular shotgun?
The flame is the soul's breath. The black smoke is the soul's release.
And this is Tamaki. Then we have Arrow shooting one big wad of an arrow using Cluster Arrow. And then this wad of fire turns into multiple arrows as it explodes over these Infernals and proceeds to destroy them in a gigantic explosion, with Hinawa going, not bad. And Arrow, same to you. Then we have Maki and Tamaki.
Tamaki, let's take care of any Infernals who made it through the barrage. Right.
I was afraid of this. As it shows Ritsu using her power, going,
Come to me, great fiery Infernals!
Because amongst all the regular Infernals, Ritsu has created some more giant Infernals. We've seen these types of Infernals before. The one that the companies had to fight beforehand, and the one that Natsuko got warped into during their visit to Hajime Industries. But yeah, there's a couple of giant Infernals in the midst of them as well.
Those Infernals are huge! How many people did you have to turn into your playthings?
And then Tamaki jumps, and she uses her tails to extinguish a whole bunch of Infernals in one go. Then we have Maki.
Tamaki and I will take care of the regular Infernals. Lieutenant, you and Arrow get the big ones.
And it shows Hinawa blasting off the face of one Infernal, and it shows Arrow shooting, but Charon jumps up and catches the shot. He jumps up and catches her shot, most to her surprise. And then Charon aims towards Arrow. Traitor! But before he gets close, He gets punched in the face by Ogun. Oh boy. He gets punched in the face by Ogun. And Charon rights himself and skids to the ground with Ogun going, "You get to deal with me!" And it shows Charon and Ogun trading blows. And they proceed to hit each other. And when it looks like Ogun punches Charon, Charon goes, "Counter!" But then all of a sudden, before Charon can even use his counter against Ogun, Ogun just beats up on the guy and lands a solid hit to his chest, causing a shockwave to emanate from the point of impact. Much to Charon's surprise. "What? If I hit you fast enough, you won't get a chance to counter." And then he proceeds to body Charon. He just decks Charon in the face and just craters him in the ground. Then Charon jumps backwards. "Almost none of my punches felt like they landed." "That was a real storm of hits. I took a few of them too." So now we got Ogun versus Charon. "I just can't figure out why in the world you white-clad goons are doing what you're doing." "Destruction is the answer we humans have been looking for. The answer reached by the collective unconscious, the collective imagination." "But even if all of humanity agrees they want destruction, as fire soldiers, it's our job to protect the people." "You're only serving your own egos. The world is full of people who want to die." "They may say that, but if they stay alive, they might end up thinking, 'Boy, I'm glad I'm alive, and I can't stand by and watch you crush that possibility.'" "Glad they're alive? I promise you no one thinks that, so stay out of our way." "No one? How can you be so sure?" "Hami has been hearing them since the day she was born, her entire life until right now, at the beginning of the cataclysm. She hears what people really think, the deep, dark thoughts they have in the darkest depths of their psyches. She's seen their despair, linked to Adola, to the collective psyche. She watched that despair until it broke her. She's been the dark, filthy thoughts people feel deep down. The collective unconscious is stuffed full of them. Can you imagine it? This has been her whole life, from an age where most kids would be crying to mommy for love and comfort." And then Charon starts to take off his upper gi that he's got on. "Since she was a child who couldn't tell right from left, she's been bombarded with humankind's most vile desires, cruelest instincts, and basest emotions. She's had to put up with it all this time. How could anyone want to keep living that kind of life? We will spark the great cataclysm. We will free Hamia from hell." And it cuts to Ogun, who takes off his own jacket. "I read your file. I know how tough you are. Looks like you have a strong heart too, so mad respect." "But I'm a fire soldier, and I'm going to stop the cataclysm." As he's all like, Oh, so you want to throw hands? Fine. Let me take this jacket off. Let me take this jacket off so I can lay hands on you real quick. Because Charon's all like, "Yeah, I'm about to get serious." But Ogun's all like, "Oh, okay. All right. Let's go. Okay. Ooh, Ogun. Because Ogun is like standing in front of Charon as he's preparing to fight him too. Let's go. But that's the end of chapter 241. Onwards to 242. Unbroken Heritage. And we have Arthur, who's just sitting here while everyone else is fighting infernals. Captain Obi is fighting one, and he extinguishes one with his fire axe. And Arthur's sitting there doing nothing. Then we have Captain Obi. "Ogun, you okay?" "Yes, sir. Don't worry about Charon. He won't get past me." And it shows Charon preparing to fight Ogun, and they start fighting. "You won't stop the great cataclysm. I don't care how many of you there are. I won't let you stand in our way." "It is my duty and responsibility to protect the people," as Ogun starts fighting Charon. "Duty? Ha! You have no such thing." And then he goes to stomp. Stomp! But Ogun dodges out of the way. We've carried this responsibility since the first cataclysm." And then he goes to clap towards Ogun, and Ogun's right next to him. And hits him in the head. Then there's like a crack. There's like a cracking sound. You know how you pop your neck? There's a popping sound in Charon's neck, and an explosion emanates straight from where his neck is. He directed an explosion from right from his neck. Ogun hit him in the head, but he directed that energy towards his neck and blasted Ogun away with that.
Dang, is your whole body a bomb?
You talk about helping people, about saving them. It sounds nice, but sometimes you save people by destroying them.
No one logical thinks that way. That's the reason why everyone tried to stop Thanos. And then Charon blasts directly towards Ogun with what looks... I could say this looks like a big old giant fire blast, but with the way it's drawn, I'd say it's like a concussive shockwave that he launches out of his hands. But I want to say it's a fire blast. No, it's not, because he's not a third gen. He's a second gen. He blasts towards Ogun, but Ogun's not where he blasted. And he proceeds to hit Charon in the face with, "Is that any reason to wipe everything out? Wipe out everything?" And he proceeds to hit Charon again, and again, and again.
The immigrants living in Tokyo now were brought here by my ancestor. I can't abandon those people.
Oh, and we're getting a flashback for Ogun.
My ancestor was a ship captain. When the first cataclysm hit, he led everyone he could onto his ship, without any regard for race or class. The cataclysm made the voyage rough. The passengers were scared. So my ancestor sang to them of love, using his reggae songs to give them courage and a sense of security as they crossed the sea. With several people on board, including the man who would become Raffles the First, his ship arrived here in Tokyo. My family brought them here, and I became a fire soldier so I could fulfill our responsibility to keep them safe. It is my personal duty to protect those people to the bitter end.
Then we cut to Hinawa.
Ogun Montgomery, descendant of the man who saved Raffles the First's life, the immigrant's hero. Frankly, we wanted him in Company 8 more than we wanted Shinra or Arthur.
Lieutenant!
Shh!
Wow, so they wanted Ogun in their company over Shinra or Arthur. That's like saying like All Might was not intending to give Midoriya one for all because he intended to give it to Mirio. That's how that was. Wow. But Arthur just opens up one eye, but he doesn't respond. It's not true, Arthur. You and Shinra were our first picks.
You were more despondent than any of us when we couldn't have Ogun.
Hinawa!
And then Arthur. I don't blame you. Ogun is an excellent soldier.
There, you see?
See what, sir? You save your strength, Arthur. You and me are gonna get Shinra back.
And then Arthur just laughs.
Flamey ink! I'm pulling out all the stops!
As Ogun prepares, and Ogun prepares to launch at Charon. Charon prepares to intercept him, and as Ogun launches towards Charon, we get the thought of,
Charon's going to absorb my attack and send it right back at me.
And then it shows Charon, who flips around and grabs Ogun by the arm, going,
"Why do you assume that I won't hit first?"
As he proceeds to shoulder throw, like judo throw, Ogun over him with a massive shockwave. So hard that the whole throw just takes up the whole page. Just Charon throwing Ogun over him. And then it shows Ogun's arm trembling a little bit. Then it shows Charon's foot right above Ogun's face. And we see a stomp and a ginormous explosion emanating from this stomp. Then we have Arthur looking. And then we have Captain Obi and Hanawa with Charon looking backwards from the explosion going,
"One down. Who's next?"
And that's the end of chapter 242, onwards to 243, back in the day. And the explosion is right there, right behind Charon.
"Someone come at me. I don't care who."
Then we have Tamaki.
Ogun!
Then Charon calls out to,
"You, in the hood. Do you want to go next?"
Then Maki.
But who could ever hope to beat that invincible man?
Then Arrow.
No one alive can stand against Charon in a fair head-to-head battle. The best way to deal with him is to not engage.
Then Arthur's still holding on to his Excalibur, cause Ogun is right back up again. Ogun is right back up again. He's holding his arm, but he goes,
You save your strength for Dragon, Arthur. I'm still in this. What?
as it shows Ogun smiling.
But how can I beat him? He absorbs the force of every one of my punches. Can I counter? He can't release the energy he's been storing and absorb more at the same time, so I just counter his counter.
And it shows Ogun hitting Charon in the face.
Got him!
But then Charon hits Ogun in his midsection with even greater amounts of force.
I can keep my stored energy and still attack if all I do is a normal punch.
As he hits Ogun, and then he releases that energy and causes another explosion to happen straight through Ogun again. And then Ogun falls backwards with the part where the section of his shirt where Charon punched him in the stomach completely burned away. Hello, Kitty! We are on chapter 243 of volume 28 of Fire Force. Sit back, relax, or, well, whatever you're doing, and just listen to my dulcet tones. But Ogun is on the ground with the section of his shirt where Charon punched him seared completely off because of the heat.
He's too strong. He's a monster. How can I possibly stop him?
And then as Ogun looks like he's about to lose consciousness...
Heroes are way more awesome!
No, knights are! We go to a flashback when Ogun is seeing the rivalry between Arthur and Shinra back during their academy days, it appears.
Stop fighting. You guys got along so well when the school year started. And I look forward to being in class with you.
Oh, wait. And I look forward to being in class with you. Thank you. Next.
Yes, sir. I'm Shinra Kusakabe. I want to be a fire soldier so I can be a hero.
And then Ogun is looking over at Shinra during this introduction ceremony. Thank you. Next. And then we have Shinra walking by himself.
Hey, Shinra.
Huh? Oh, the knight guy.
Huh.
Oh, Arthur! So you say you're a knight?
Indeed I am.
Oh, that's so cool! I hope you'll come to rescue us when we're in trouble.
I shall rally to your side whenever you should need me.
Okay, you promised. Arthur is so cute. I know. I actually kind of want to keep him as a pet.
That's a wrong mentality to have when you're looking at a dude you're not boyfriend with. You're not a girlfriend to. Not a girlfriend to. Yeah. And they're both, and Shinra's just looking at Arthur just like,
You're really popular with the girls, I see.
Huh. Well, I am a knight. Oh, you guys are friends already?
and Ogun walks up to him.
You're...
Ogun Montgomery, the new student who got top of his class in both written and practical exams. Yeah, I test.
You're Ogun Montgomery, the new student who got top of his class in both written and practical exams.
Yeah, I test pretty well. But individual grades don't mean anything. We fire soldiers work as a team.
A model fire soldier.
And to form that team, we're gonna need people with heroic mindsets like you guys.
And he doesn't forget to make guys like us feel wanted too. Ogun, you seem like a pretty good guy.
Well, I'm not a bad guy, so let's be friends.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And then Ogun just gives him some dap. Just straight up gives him some dap.
There's Shinra, who got the fastest time in practical. Arthur, who scored highest firepower. And best overall, Ogun. Figures that all the elites would be hanging out together.
And it shows Catting in the back during this time as he's, like clenching his fist and, being upset.
Hey, have you heard? There's a rumor.
Huh?
It's about that Shinra Kusakabe kid. I heard he's a devil who killed his mother and brother. Where does a guy like that get off thinking he can be a fire soldier, a hero to the world? That's utterly ridiculous.
A devil? Kusakabe? Is that true?
Ogun seems like a really nice guy, so I hope he doesn't get duped.
but I am worried.
Oh. Who is this guy? His face looks real familiar to me. Hold on. Is this Oguro? The same smile on his face. Is this Oguro? That looks like Oguro. It's not Rekka, because Rekka got star for eyes. But is this Oguro? This looks like Oguro. Because he's got like this... Hold on. Let me look at the characters that they're introducing here. No, Oguro's not in this volume. Not for the character introductions. But this guy says,
Ogun seems like a really nice guy, so I hope he doesn't get duped. But I am worried.
And then Karin is looking with anger look on his face because he's automatically believing this rumor.
Did you hear the rumor? Oh, it's not a rumor. I heard it's all true.
And Shinra's walking through the school where everyone is calling him a mother-killing devil.
The mother-killing devil.
Look, he's smiling. That's so creepy.
Shinra, you okay?
Oh, hi, Ogun.
Don't let them get to you.
You don't believe the rumors, Ogun?
Are you saying you actually...
No, that night
So you didn't do it? I'm not gonna suspect my friends over rumors that don't really make any sense. Besides, we might end up being assigned to the same company.
And then Shinra's still smiling.
But stop grinning like that.
I can't help it. It's a habit.
Weirdo.
And then Ogun walks away. I don't want to play anymore. Everybody knows that whatever team Ogun's on is gonna win.
If you can't stop me alone, then get a teammate to help. That's what's so great about team sports.
Think that's just an academy student who heard what happened? Could be wrong, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about it being Oguro.
You gotta be kidding me. Heroes all the way.
Don't make me laugh. The obvious answer is knights.
The obvious answer is knights.
What the? Hey, is that...
Heroes.
Knights!
And it shows Arthur and Shinra arguing once again. That's the end of chapter 243. Onwards to 244. Bind the ties.
Everybody knows heroes are the most awesome.
No, heroes are just knights.
Heroes.
Knights! Hey, stop that. Ogun. What's up? I thought you were friends. Did something happen, Arthur? I retrieved a ball. There were children in the park.
Let me explain.
Yada, 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 yada.
What? So some kids in the park asked you who was better, heroes or knights, and now you're fighting over it? That is so stupid.
It is not stupid. And I have never been friends with this guy. He's always trying to one-up me with his knight nonsense, and it ticks me off.
Fool.
You're the fool, Sir Duds-a-lot.
What did you call me? You devil!
And then it's just quiet.
Arthur, what happened to your face? I knew it. You're not a hero. You're a devil.
As it shows Shinra smiling with his, nervous facial tick.
Pathetic.
And then Ogun's looking at Shinra and tosses him the ball.
Since you're here, you should shoot some hoops with us. Whoa, hey! If Kusakabe's playing, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done for today, too.
Me too, I can't play with the devil.
And everyone just leaves because, they're young, dumb, and believe everything that's told to them. And both Shinra and Ogun just look on silently. So, it's just Ogun and Shinra playing hoops.
You'll get the next one, Shinra.
Dang it, I can't stop you.
Yeah, I have a kind of an advantage at basketball. And we're playing one-on-one, so that doesn't help. Anyway, basketball isn't really meant to be played one-on-one.
Yeah.
We're a team. If you can't stop them alone, then get a teammate to help.
Is that why you're trying to believe in me?
And then Ogun just starts laughing, and he just slaps Shinra on the back.
Dude, anyone who's paying attention would know. You're not that kind of guy. And Arthur, he talks like he doesn't, but he knows too.
No, that guy's always been a jerk. He's an idiot, but the girls like him anyway.
Come on, you can still turn this around. Let's keep playing.
No, I can't.
As we end the flashback of Ogun, as we see Ogun's hand stomp onto the ground as he tries to get up again in front of Charon.
You're wasting your time. You have no hope of beating me.
I'm not giving up.
And he punches Charon. Well, he goes to punch Charon, but Charon then punches him in the face, punches him in the midsection, then proceeds to take his head, hold it, and proceed to hold his head and then punch repeatedly into it, over and over. And then Charon is also smiling while he's punching him, and he sends Ogun flying backwards. And Ogun is getting messed up. His whole body is covered in blood. His face is bleeding.
You're a mess. You can't even stand up.
Then we see Ogun still standing as his flamey ink has manifested around his arm, across his body, and around his legs like it usually does. But it's like he's barely able to stand. Still.
You're just forcing yourself up with those flames you plastered all over yourself.
And I don't even think Ogun can hear him, because he's still bleeding from his head, still unconsciously standing up. Then Charon walks over and holds him and picks him up by the head.
You have no energy left to fight me.
And then Charon puts his 2 fingers up to Ogun's chest.
If you had just minded your own business, I would have let you live until the day of destruction.
Then it shows Charon building up power in his fingers before all of a sudden, Charon actually coughs up blood.
I'm not in this alone. 5 soldiers, our team.
As it shows that Charon is missing a chunk of his side. Now, I don't mean like he's been shot in the side. No, I mean he's missing like a sizable chunk from his side. And it shows that the person who did that to him was Hinawa. Hinawa blew a chunk out of Charon's side. Wow, and Charon drops to his knees as he's holding his bleeding profusely bloodied side, going,
What?
If you can't stop him alone, you get a teammate to help. That's an ironclad rule for a fire soldier. After everything they've learned in all their battles, Company 8 would never miss this chance.
I've never taken such heavy damage.
A chunk has been shot off, and said chunk is missing from his body. Yep, that's definitely the thing that happened.
I've never taken such heavy damage.
You did good, Ogun. You too, Hinawa.
I'm sorry. I couldn't find a trajectory that would finish him off without hitting you too, Ogun.
Oh wait, Ogun got hit too? Wait a minute, hold on. I think Ogun got hit too. But Hinawa says,
I'm sorry. I couldn't find a trajectory that would finish him off without hitting you too, Ogun.
And then we have an enormous explosion that happens off to the side of Charon as numerous infernals get tossed up in this explosion. And then someone says, "Begone, O burnt up cinders." Who's saying this? Oh!
Begone, O burnt up cinders.
And then Arthur opens up one eye because the person he's been looking forward to fighting again has finally made his presence known.
And you a guardian. How truly pathetic.
As Dragon walks into the scene. And that's the end of chapter 244. Onwards to 245. The Dragon and the Knight. Rematch. Let's get ready to rumble! And Dragon walks in. We see Charon, Ogun, Captain Obi, and Hinawa, and Arthur still sitting right there. He has not moved. Dragon walks up straight to him. He's right there in front of Arthur, but Arthur has not moved at all. And to give you a better perspective of what's going on here, Arthur is sitting facing forward, and Dragon has approached him from his side. And Dragon is just glaring at Arthur. Then Arthur gets up, and then he speaks.
We meet again, Dragon.
You'll never learn, do you, child?
No, because this is the one and only place I can win the title of Dragon Slayer.
As Arthur begins to draw, he's preparing to put his hands on his new sword.
Fool, where I stand, nothing remains.
And it just shows Arthur and Dragon standing as the wind howls. And then we see Arthur draw his sword as in a big, gigantic double spread panel. We have Arthur drawing his sword and appearing to slash towards Dragon. And we just get 3 big panels spread across 2 whole pages. Arthur's new sword is drawn. Dragon goes,
"Oh, what have you there?"
My sword, forged anew from celestial stone at the hands of the great blacksmith Vulcan, the true Excalibur!
And it shows Arthur standing in front of Dragon. This Joker got some big hands. And big feet. This man looks like he deserves to be in Street Fighter with hands and feet this big. But it's just a giant panel showing Arthur coming to a stop in front of Dragon with because he slashed in front of Dragon, but now his back is towards Dragon, and Dragon is looking kind of confused. As there's a gigantic shockwave that comes from Arthur that emanates straight through Dragon, but it hasn't done anything to him yet.
Ho ho! Your blade generates a formidable blast.
What? I meant to strike him in one strike. I meant to finish him in one strike. He truly is a dragon.
With skills such as yours, surely there is nothing you cannot cut down. Nothing save for yourself!
As Dragon brings his hands down, and it causes a ginormous explosion from the point of impact. Arthur is airborne from this blast.
Now away with you!
As he prepares to blast Arthur point blank with his dragon breath. And Arthur goes,
Violet.
And while he's airborne, he uses already airborne pieces of debris to bounce off of, like he's Zenitsu from Demon Slayer using Thunderclap and Flash. He rebounds off of these pieces of debris as Dragon blasts upwards. A whole panel is just showing the darkness of the city, but the light from Dragon's blast enveloping much of the skyline. And then Dragon looks up silently as something hits the ground, but we don't see it until... Oh no, we don't see something hit the ground. It's Dragon who jumps up into the air.
Where are you, boy?
As Arthur comes up right behind Dragon and proceeds to slash what appears to be straight through him. But then Dragon, unfazed, proceeds to punch towards Arthur, and he hits him with such force, like you see in an anime when someone hits someone so hard, a shockwave emanates and they go flying. Like when Luffy punched Doflamingo for the first time in his Gear 4 state, and you see the shockwaves of how fast Doflamingo's going before he hits the center of Dressrosa. It's like that, one of those types of punches, one of those shockwave speed punches, and Arthur is sent flying back because of it. And he goes careening into a whole crowd of infernals. A lot of them get extinguished just from Arthur's body impact alone. And then he rights himself, he gets back up, as Dragon lands on the ground directly in front of him. And Dragon is just staring him down while Arthur's staring him down. And that's the end of chapter 245. Onwards to 246, the magic words of destruction. Kaboom! Exactly, kitty, exactly. But... the magic words for destruction, and we're here in the Nether. Well, no. Sorry, I completely forgot that Vulcan and company went inside of Amaterasu. I'm correcting myself before any of you correct me. Vulcan, Lisa, and you are inside Amaterasu. And they hear this kaboom sound.
What was that sound?
The fight's starting outside.
We better hurry too.
We won't let them get what they want. We're going to find that keyhole.
And then they keep going through the dark hallways of Amaterasu.
This is my ancestors' legacy. Since I'm here, I'd like to take my time and look around, but we don't have that time to spare.
Do you know what the key is?
Well, we can be pretty sure it's the trigger that will set off the Great Cataclysm. Then there's that sequence of numbers.
And as they're walking through Amaterasu, it's just a massive amalgamation of pipes everywhere. It doesn't even look like it's meant for people to really walk in there because pipes are just kind of all over the place, as if it's just meant to be built from the inside out and not meant for anyone to actually be in there. And they keep walking, and they walk past tons of things.
This technology is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but from what I can tell, what we're looking at is just auxiliary equipment for the main generator. Based on the data about the Amaterasu on the Chinese peninsula, we'll find the keyhole at the center of the plant.
And as they keep walking, they get in front of a dark section of the hall.
According to the map Joker gave us, it's this way. On the other side of this door.
And we get to one of those big, giant, ornate doors. This time, the Amaterasu version, not the one all the way back in the Chinese peninsula. Then we have Lisa again. Yo, Robbie! Good to see you. We are on chapter 246 of volume 28 of Fire Force. And we already have Arthur fighting Dragon. And right now, we're dealing with Vulcan, with Lisa and you inside of Amaterasu as they're trying to get inside.
According to the map Joker gave us, it's this way, on the other side of this door.
But the power's gone out. How are we supposed to open this ginormous door?
You.
I have it. Let me find it. Ultra external battery.
There. That should get us some movement. Okay, this ought to open it.
And it's an external battery that's in the shape of a chameleon, because you know a lot of the technology that Vulcan makes is animal-based. Well, animal-themed. And the doors open up. And when the door opens, who is it behind everyone? But Dr. Giovanni!
Thank you for opening the door for me.
As he stands over all of them with his creepy voice. Then Lisa uses her feelers to swipe at him.
Lisa! We have a whole team outside guarding the entrance. How the heck did you get in?
Bugs always find a way in. No one ever knows when or how.
Vulcan, what do we do?
We'll just have to fight him ourselves.
And then it shows you gripping because he remembers when Dr. Giovanni not only tried to strangle him, but also shot him through the chest. Hold on. Feels like an eyelash is trying to poke itself into my eye right now. Can't have that. Can't have that at all. Yes, be gone, eyelash. Eyelashes in the eye are just straight torture and evil. But you remembers when Dr. Giovanni not only tried to strangle him, but also shot him through the chest.
Will you be okay, you?
Yes, I am grateful to you, Vulcan and Lisa, and of course to Shinra and Arthur and Sister Iris for saving my life, and to everyone in Company 8 for taking care of me. Because of all of you, I was able to really know that, yes, I am alive, and I'm grateful for the doctors and nurses who operated on me.
This man has PTSD, and his body is going through a coping mechanism right now. He is just going on a full thank you tangent right now. Will you be okay, you? This man is going off on a tangent. He's all like,
yes, I'll be fine. Thank you to Arthur and Shinra and Sister Iris.
This man is just going off. Cat hair is worse. It wraps all like a snake over the eye. Ugh. Hair that's loose and it's on your eye. And when you pull it off, it just comes out of your eye in a strand. Ugh. Disgusting.
And I'm grateful for the doctors and nurses who operated on me. There is so much love filling this whole world, and I would never have come back to this realization if I hadn't gotten that injury that had me hovering between life and death. Thank you so much, Giovanni. Thank you for shooting me.
Okay, got it. Now stand back.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, you? Are you okay? But then we get Giovanni, who's like slinking around like some sort of weird bug, cloak bug thing.
It is who I wish to express my gratitude. Thank you. Oh, wait. It is I who wish to express my gratitude.
Sorry, I read that wrong.
It is I who wish to express my gratitude. Thank you for taking such good care of it these 250 years. For protecting our key to Amaterasu.
That's my ancestor's key.
Then do you know what it is?
As he tries to slash at Vulcan, but Lisa blocks him.
I guess I have a guess as to what's inside. It's pie, isn't it?
It is indeed. Pi is the incantation prepared by the evangelists in ancient times to activate the destruction.
Incantation?
Humanity has recited the words of destruction throughout its history, and now that the image of ruin has been firmly established, Pi has been solved to the final digit.
Pi has been solved? Don't be stupid. Pi goes on to infinity. You can't get to the end of it.
That was before the Great Cataclysm.
There's no past and present with Pi.
Have you not seen the moon and stars that now hang in the night sky? The physical laws of this world have been changed. Just as the previous cataclysm brought spontaneous human combustion to the fore, so too did it make Pi soluble. Now that Pi has been solved, humankind is finally prepared to reach evolution's final destination.
Final destination?
There is a scientific theory that the final destination of biological evolution is extinction. That theory is correct. Humankind has imagined a death wish as it strives to reach that peak of evolution. This imagining of theirs is the Great Cataclysm. It is the goal.
Don't give me that cultic crap.
Cultic, you say? These cults you disparage and religion stem from the same source. Do you know who gave these things to the human race?
You're gonna tell me it was the evangelists?
The evangelists planted the concept of the end deep in the human psyche. She planted the seeds of sun worship, making it easy for us to envision extermination. That we may return to the flame, return to the sun.
The sun? What does the sun have to do with death?
This is the second Earth. You see, the sun that floats in our sky now was born from a great cataclysm in the distant past.
Huh? What? Huh? Wait, no, wait, what do you mean? Wait, so you mean to tell me that all this time, the Earth that I thought we were all on is not even the original Earth? It's a second one. What? Huh? And that's the end of what? That's the end of chapter 247. 246. Onwards to 247. 250-year obsession. And we start with a security tab in the middle of the page. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me get this thing off. I gotta be careful here. This particular sticker feels like it has like a bigger grip. Ooh, I don't like that crackling sound. I don't like. Why? Why would you put it? Why would I? Why would you? Why would you put the security tabs like this? Hold on, I gotta get this off. Why not put it in like the very first cover? Why would you put it? Uh I hate it when they do that. I hate it when they do that. I also hate it when the stickers feel a lot firmer on the page than normal. Sorry everybody, it's just that, and because the sticker was on it and it raised a little bit of the page, it has that little page fuzz that gets lifted off. But luckily it didn't damage the page to the point where it's going to be distracting just in case someone else reads it. Who am I kidding? No one else is reading my manga but me. But I got it off. And we have, how dare those security tabs be there? It's so not family. We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again, Holster. We're not doing this again. But let me start officially. Chapter 247, 250 year obsession. And we just have this world of Adola.
Is this Adola?
Oh, is this Shinra? Because we have someone silhouetted with sharp teeth. Can't tell you how many books have been torn because of those. I hate those security tabs as well. I really hope there aren't any more in the remaining volumes I got to go through, because I really do hate them. And if they are, at least I hope they're easy to lift, because they're just annoying.
Is this Adola? Pillars. Where's Sho? What happened to everybody? What's going on with the Great Cataclysm? I have to stop the Cataclysm!
And then we go back to the real world with Giovanni still talking to everyone. All of the human sacrifices have gone to Adola. Soon they will become the pillars that bind this world to Adola. They will synchronize with the substance of the imaginings, with the destruction. And the cataclysm that follows will turn this planet into a second sun.
No, I don't believe it!
You saw the face on the moon. There's no telling what could happen now. Licked.
Vulcan? I heard everything. It's not entirely easy to believe, but considering everything Company 8 has learned in their investigation, it's not implausible either. We've got our hands full over here, but I'll figure out a way to get to you. Try and last until then.
As it shows Company 8 and pretty much everyone fighting, Company 8 and Arrow fighting off all these infernals. And then Giovanni tries to launch towards Lisa as he goes, "Step aside." And then as it looks like she's backed against the wall, Lisa uses her feelers to combat Giovanni.
Oh, no, you don't! Vulcan's ancestors built this Amaterasu. I won't let you turn it into a weapon of mass destruction!
This Amaterasu was always meant to be a doomsday device. It was built to trigger the Great Cataclysm.
Then why did my ancestors hide the key?
250 years ago, your Joseph ancestors and my family both participated in the building of Amaterasu.
Both? Just who are you?
During the construction of Amaterasu, my ancestors worked as engineers alongside the Josephs as part of a team.
This is Vulcan saying this.
During the construction of Amaterasu, my ancestors worked as engineers alongside the Josephs as part of a team.
Hold on, am I reading this right? No, this is Dr. Giovanni.
During the construction of Amaterasu, my ancestors worked as engineers alongside the Josephs as part of a team, led by an individual who would go on to be a founding member of Haijima. Like your ancestors,
My ancestors worked on the power source, but you Josephs. As one Joseph, and you can tell it's a Joseph because it's got tattoos just like Vulcan. One of the Josephs looks at Amaterasu in this canister, labeled Amaterasu, and he can hear something inside.
Huh? Who?
Who's there? Help! Help me!
Foolishly, he locked up Amaterasu's true power and sealed it away. So my family has been monitoring the Joseph line, observing them until the time was ripe.
Monitoring us? What you mean is you killed them! You turned my dad and grandpa into infernals!
They were fools who turned against the will of Atola. I granted them fiery release.
You monster!
Goes Lisa as she slashes at Giovanni once again. I gave you the benefits of our research, yet you foolishly turned against me? And it looks like Giovanni is about to grab Lisa, and then we see a whole bunch of eyes and goggles inside of this cloak of his. This dude is really weird. But Lisa immediately slashes away what he's trying to do.
Are you okay? How does he even survive that?
His whole body is bugs.
As it shows the real body of Giovanni. And we just see underneath his body is just a giant mass of bugs. Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you ain't shaking, well, there's something very wrong, 'cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song. Whoa. This is literally Dr. Giovanni. He's just a mass of bugs underneath his cloak. And it's just showing all these bugs buzzing off of him.
That dark squirming mass? It's just a big clump of bugs.
And Lisa's kind of shuddering a little bit, but then Vulcan puts his hand on her and calms her down.
It's okay. I'm with you. He must be using some kind of power to control the bugs. I have a plan. We'll get through this together. You, give me the thing!
I'm on it!
And then Yu goes in the bag and he just starts tossing out stuff as Lisa continues to fend off Dr. Bug Giovanni. Oh, you love that song? I love it too.
Release me now, or you will face dire consequences. The children are expecting me. Please come to your senses.
You're joking. I can't believe my ears. Would someone shut this fella up? I'm dying. I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny. I'm laughing. You really are too much. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to do my stuff. What are you going to do? I'm going to do the very best I can. I'm not going to sing the whole song, but you know. I love that song too. I love it. I love all the songs from The Nightmare Before Christmas. All of the songs are phenomenal.
You, give me the thing.
I'm on it.
And Yu starts throwing out stuff out of the bag. Lisa's fending off Bug Doctor Giovanni. Do you remember Feeler?
Vulcan!
Lisa, put a tentacle in here.
Ridiculous. As Vulcan has created this thing that looks like a catfish head.
I've done my research. I know how to fight bugs. Bugs use organs we humans don't have to detect and act on magnetic cues. I'll find your magnetic field and crush your control over them.
What? And then it shows Lisa putting her tentacle inside this catfish head. Then all of a sudden, Dr. Giovanni's headpiece blows apart as only his headpiece gets left behind.
What?
As only the main bug piece that makes up his head is left. All the other bugs have dropped off of him. And then it just shows Bug Giovanni standing in front of just the solitary Bug Giovanni in front of Vulcan.
I use Lisa's powers to disrupt your magnetic field and scatter your bugs. So that's what you really are, eh? You're pathetic.
And that's the end of chapter 247. Onwards to 248, Fallen Life. And then it has Dr. Giovanni laughing. Pathetic. I who am so prudent as to knock and knock and knock on a stone bridge and still not cross it. You were so close, Vulcan. As it shows more and more bugs crawling right back to Giovanni. And then his bug cloak gets made once again right in front of Vulcan. As a reward for what you've done for me, allow me to grant you one more terror. And then someone starts screaming behind Vulcan, and it's you.
The bugs! The bugs!
You?
Oh no!
And then you just start screaming out, yeah! And then we just hear the screaming of you just echo so loudly that it can be heard outside of Amaterasu, to the point where even Captain Obi's looking back going, huh? Then Hinawa, Captain, what was that? Pull back the defensive line. We're sending reinforcements inside. And then Arrow goes,
I can go. I can handle things here.
thanks. As Hinawa gets strapped up, I'm coming, Vulcan. But then something blasts right next to Hinawa, and he stops. Because what's in front of him is Charon. Charon blasts right next to Hinawa because he doesn't intend for anyone to help inside of Amaterasu. The wall to get past is Charon. The great cataclysm will purify this planet. It will put an end to this nightmare. And then Hinawa gets his, well, he says something else, but I'm not going to push it. Hinawa drops his bag, and he gets like a whole bunch of those barrels. You know, the same ones he used to injure Arrow back then. He takes a whole bunch of these barrels out as he dumps them out, and he goes, out of my way! And then he loads his gun and prepares to shoot Charon. He's got his rifle loaded. He's even gotten an extended clip.
Maki, what are those?
After we got material support from Hajima, we had them make new gun barrels. When he'd fire Velocity Rampage before, he'd ruin a barrel in one shot. But with those...
And it shows the very, very serious eyes of Hinawa as he fires straight into Charon. Over and over and over again. And the barrel appears to be fine. And Charon is still there taking all these shots. As it shows the manic face of Charon who's taking these shots, and the manic face of Hinawa who's shooting this whole time. Then it shows Ritsu.
So, you finally figured it out. We aren't the only ones being stalled.
As it shows Captain Obi, Maki, Tamaki, and Arrow.
Vulcan! Vulcan! Vulcan!
As it shows... Oh, no. No, you has been turned into an infernal. No, you.
You! No! Stop this!
And then Giovanni's still laughing.
Vulcan! Vulcan!
And then it shows you just going...
A bug got you! Can you think of some way he might be controlling the bugs, other than using magnetism to affect their sense of direction? You have to help us, Licht! Give us something to go on!
Don't worry, that's what I'm here for!
And that's the end of chapter 248, onwards to 249, waiting on the other side of despair. And we have all these bugs buzzing everywhere, and they're surrounding you, who's been turned into an infernal, with the horrified face of Lisa and Vulcan. And Giovanni's still laughing. Then we come back to Licht.
Listen up, Vulcan.
You want to know how a bug can lead other bugs? From the situation, I can think of two possibilities. One is to control their sense of direction with a magnetic field, but you disrupted that. The other is a special type of dance performed by the honeybee. The bee will fly in a figure-8 pattern to give directions to other bees, informing them where to find food or the location of an enemy. It's highly likely that Dr. Giovanni has integrated bee DNA into the bugs and is using that dance to control them. You need to stop the bugs that are dancing!
As it shows Giovanni made up by all of these bugs. Then it cuts to Vulcan. I'll read what you guys have said in chat in a minute.
He's gonna pay. I swear I will stop him.
As Vulcan smiles as he puts on the very same goat skull helmet he had on in his first appearance. He puts that on.
I swear I'm gonna kill him.
And he starts to zone in on Giovanni.
Does he have bugs he bred specifically not to be affected by magnetism? And he's having them dance to control the swarm? No, he's so careful he'll knock on a stone bridge and still not cross. I doubt he'd use any bug that might not follow the plan to the letter. And he's an engineer too. He wouldn't assign a live bug. He would make a mechanical bug to take command. And if it's a machine, it'll produce different heat and movement patterns. So somewhere in this giant swarm of bugs, I have to find the robo-bugs that are calling the shots.
And then it just shows the bugs, with Vulcan doing his best to try and find them.
Where's the leader?
And then it shows one bug appearing.
There, that's it. 7 of them. I'll mark them with stars. Lisa, I marked your targets. Let's end this.
You got it!
As Lisa puts on the helmet in order for her to see where these bugs are at. And she uses her powers. She uses her powers to create giant tentacles to swipe at Dr. Giovanni.
7 star marks. There!
And then Giovanni is hit with all of these fire tentacles. And one mechanical bug destroyed.
The robo-bugs are down. All that's left is...
And it shows her feelers catching Giovanni. And she just
The last one is
wait, let me see this.
All that's left is... Giovanni!
As Lisa uses her feelers to completely fry Giovanni to a crisp. Like, just instantly, just whips him with all this fire and he falls to the ground, smoking and burning as he's still laughing.
Help.
And the same way Oogie Boogie went out, Vulcan does the same thing Santa Claus did and squashes Giovanni. Giovanni's gone. My bugs! My bugs! My bugs!
My bugs! My bugs! My bugs! My bugs! My bugs!
Squish! Just dead. So poetic. Treated humanity like insects, got killed like one. Then it shows Lisa and Vulcan. You! And they look behind, and you is no longer there. But the doors inside the inner sanctum of Amaterasu are still very much open. Then we have Vulcan and Lisa, as we hear more laughing.
You?
I'm right here, Vulcan.
You!
As he goes inside,
You were so close, Vulcan.
as Vulcan looks and sees Infernal You standing in front of the core of Amaterasu. As we find out,
I used the bugs to transfer myself into this body.
as Dr. Giovanni is now dead, he used the bugs to transfer his consciousness over to Infernal You. So now Giovanni still is alive, but he's using Yu's infernal body.
I used the bugs to transfer myself into this body.
And Vulcan looks as he goes, as Giovanni in the body, taking over the body of Infernal You goes,
There is a solution to pi.
as he's holding the key. He's holding the arrow key to open up the door.
Now it's time to check our answers. The great cataclysm is about to begin.
As it shows Giovanni Yu preparing to put the key into the keyhole of Amaterasu. To be continued in volume 29. No translator notes. None. You celebrated too early? No cue, no keep reading, no this hurts, no you celebrated too early. See, this is the reason why I don't look at chat. Because otherwise I would have been like, no, I can't celebrate too early because someone told me I shouldn't celebrate too early. No, keep reading. This is the reason why I don't look at chat, because I want my reaction to be based off of what happens in the chapter and not people telling me, no, don't do this, no, don't do that. Holster, you know better. I don't want any indication of, no, don't laugh, no, don't cheer yet. Don't tell me how early I get to celebrate with something. Let me find out on my own. Overall, I did enjoy this volume, all the same. Packed full of action, Ogun showing just how powerful he is, but at the same time, still no match for... I said you celebrated too early after the body switch was revealed. Yeah, I know, but the whole no cue, keep reading, no, this hurts. No, that part was not. You said it after the reveal happened, but I'm talking about the no cue, no keep reading, no, this hurts. No verbal confirmation of like, no, don't do that, no, don't do that. Let me just go through it. And then you'll see my reaction to be all like, oh, great, he's not alive. Oh, great, he's still alive. That's what I mean. Don't tell me, no, keep reading, no, don't do this, no. Let me do my thing. I told y'all I wouldn't be looking at chat at all, and I'm glad I didn't. Otherwise, my whole disposition may have changed. I was all like, wait, what do you mean keep reading? No. I want to read it so you guys can see my expression when it happens. Instead of it being a prepared expression, it can be all like a, oh, like that, like a genuine one. That's what I mean. The last volumes you brought were 22 and 34. You didn't even read this volume, so how was you supposed to know? Wait, you bought volumes 22 and 34? But did you read the chapters in between? Or did you just buy those specific volumes? But overall, this was a good read. This was a really good read. We have Charon, who's standing in front of the doors of Amaterasu, keeping everyone else out. And the one person who has absolutely no qualms of using overwhelming force to take out an opponent is Hinawa. And mind you, Charon has a good chunk of his side missing, so he's still bleeding very much. You saw I was so giddy and it hurt you to the core that typing was instinctual? Ah, I see. You were trying to warn me and not to get my hopes up too quickly. But now we gotta deal with Giovanni, who has infected Infernal You, because You is gone. It's unfortunate that we lost You, because he was so happy, but then again, that was also the trauma and PTSD kind of, like, taken over for a moment. But now we got to deal with Infernal You. So now, not only do you have to deal with the whole aspect of him being an Infernal, but also the aspect of him being the former person you called friend. So that plays into the psychological angle of trying to extinguish You. Infernal You. Because the only way they're going to stop Giovanni is if they extinguish him. No, every time you go to Barnes & Noble, they never have the complete volumes. Oh, wow, that sucks. That sucks. I actually get mine from Right Stuff. A lot of actually, I go to Barnes and Noble to see if they got new volumes, and if they do, I get it from there. But if they don't, I mean, the vast majority of my One Piece collection came from me ordering online. Simply because, you know, bookstores are not overly reliable sometimes. And sometimes I don't want my books to have frayed edges because people kept picking it up and putting it down and bent corners and stuff like that. I want my volumes to be nice, clean, and pristine, which is probably what I should start to do from now on. I'll have to see because security tabs have been getting on my nerves lately. But this was a good volume. This was a very good volume. I enjoyed it. Lots of fighting going on. And we got Licht, who's still trying to help out Vulcan and company, because we are right here at the crux of it all. We have Infernal Giovanni U. We have Giovanni U preparing to insert the arrow key into the door to start the Great Cataclysm. He gets shot, he got PTSD, then internalized, and now Giovanni is now in him. The boy has been through it. I was genuinely so sad when I first read that. That is sad. This boy only wanted nothing more than to be with Vulcan and Lisa, and he just enjoyed his life. Now, he's here, and he's just been not only infernalized, he then infernalized, and now Giovanni. Okay, he's got PTSD, got shot, then infernalized, and now Giovanni. He just wanted to be with Vulcan and just live his life with Vulcan and be his apprentice. Now he's been turned into not only has he been turned into an infernal, but Giovanni has infected his body, so now Giovanni has completely taken over his body. Completely taken over his body. And now he's this close to inserting the key that can start the Great Cataclysm. So, needless to say, I am very much looking forward to tomorrow's volume to see where things go from here. And we'll pretty much be... Actually, hold on. How many volumes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. So with me finishing volume 28, we have less than 7 days for me to finish Fire Force. We only have 7 more sessions. Wow, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 more sessions. I said less than 7 days, and then I said 7 days to go through it. But we only have 6 more sessions of Fire Force, and then I'm done. Wow! Oh my goodness! I'm looking forward to it, but let me not keep you here any longer than I already have. The 11th. Yes! Yes, ma'am! We're finishing... Well, actually, we're going to be finishing on the 10th, because... if tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is 29, 30, and 31, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be 32, 33, and 34. So I'll be done on Wednesday. And then the 11th will be my One Piece stuff. But yeah, Kitty, the 11th is going to be the One Piece Film Red DLC pack dropping. January 10th will be when I finish everything. So... even when I skip Sunday, I'm still going to, even with because I took into account me skipping out Sundays. So I'm going to be done on the 10th next week. So that will be a Wednesday. Looking forward to it. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, this was a good volume, and I'm looking forward to the next one because things are incredibly dire, okay? We are in the end game. This is the end game section of the story. The White Clad are right there at Amaterasu, preparing to start the Great Cataclysm. We're dealing with Dr. Giovanni. Really, he's literally like this close to inserting the key. Too many days in your head. It's all good, Kitty. It happens to me as well. That's why I mark down important things on my computer calendar and my phone calendar, so I always know. Because sometimes with so much information in here, some of it tends to get, it gets like a high number in terms of Q for remembering. So there's that, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this story ends as we finish this series. We're almost done, so hang tight with me, everybody. I'm almost done with the series, but it was a good read, and I hope you all enjoyed. I can't tell you how much I enjoy giving life to these characters just by this audio books type style reading I'm doing for all of you. I'm really enjoying it, and I just love it, and I can't wait to continue doing things like this in the future. Hope you all enjoyed. I can't speak right now because I'm trying to swallow and speak at the same time. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. But Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, subscribe, even become a member because it helps with that YouTube algorithm. And because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.